Hi guys! Welcome to another episode of Learn Math with Sir Mark, and on this video, I'm going to discuss next to basic problems involving quadratic equations. But before anything else, please don't forget to subscribe on my channel and click the bell button so that you will be notified whenever I'm going to upload a new video. So if you're ready, let's begin. Okay, at this point, it is expected that you are already familiar in the four techniques or methods in solving quadratic equation. Namely, of course, the first one is by extracting the roots, second is by factoring, third is by completing the square, and of course, using quadratic formula. Now, on this video, I'm going to present three problems in which we're going to select which method or technique is appropriate on those problems. Okay, let's take a look at problem number 1. Okay, solve for x in the equation a cubed x squared minus 2ax minus 1 equals 0. Well, definitely, we cannot apply extracting the roots here. Alright, we cannot apply factoring. Okay, so what we can use here is, of course, completing the square and quadratic formula. As I mentioned in my previous video, so yung quadratic formula is the result by applying completing the square in solving the general quadratic equation. So either of the two will work. Okay, so in this problem, so I'm going to use quadratic formula. Okay, so since we're going to use quadratic formula, I'm going to assign which is A, which is B, which is C. Okay, so the coefficient of quadratic term or x squared will be my A. The coefficient of the terms containing x will be our B. And of course, the constant will be our C. Take note, once again, ang quadratic formula is given by negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. There you go. Now, so, our b here, okay, to solve for x, our b here is negative 2a. So that is negative of negative 2a plus minus square root of, okay, square root of negative 2a to b squared, okay, minus 4a. Ang a ko ay a cubed. So, minus 4a cubed, my c is negative 1. All over 2a. There you go. See that? Ang a ko is a cubed. Now, let's simplify. Negative times negative 2a, that will become positive 2a. Plus minus square root of, okay, negative 2a to b squared, that will become 4a squared, right? Then, negative times negative 1, so that will become positive 4a cubed. There you go. See that? Okay. So, all over, okay, all over 2a cubed. There you go. See that? Now, notice yung the expression inside the radical can be simplified. Okay, we can actually factor out, okay, ito. We can actually factor out, okay, 4a squared. Alright, so factor ko yung 4a squared. So, what will be left here is 1 plus a. See that? Okay. So, therefore, we can simplify this. So, that is 2a plus minus ang square root of 4a squared, that's perfect square. So, that will become 2a square root of a plus 1. See that? All over 2a cubed. But I'm going to split a cubed in such a way magiging a times a squared. So that, maka-cancel ko ngayon yung 2a. See that? There you go. So, therefore, what will be left here, our final answer is, okay, the value of x here is 1 plus minus square root of a plus 1 all over a squared. All over a squared. See that? Okay, that's it. Okay, next. Problem number 2. Okay, problem number 2. The equation quantity x minus 2 raised to 4 minus the quantity x minus 2 equals 0 and x squared minus kx plus k equals 0 have two roots in common. The question is, find the value of k. Alright. Now, so observe that yung first equation natin, we can actually factor out x minus 2, right? So let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to factor out x minus 2. What will be left here is that x minus 2 raised to 3 minus 1. Okay, that's equal to 0. Now, but take note, yung x minus 2 raised to 3 minus 1, okay, we can further factor this, right? So, did you notice? So, it's just like difference of 2 cubes. Okay, so, recall natin, ano ba yung difference of 2 cubes? Okay, so, ang difference of 2 cubes, suppose I have a cube minus b cube. This one can be written as the product of a binomial and a trinomial. That is, a minus b, this will be my binomial. Then, my trinomial is, square ko to, that will become a squared. Multiply ko yung ab, change the sign, so that will become plus ab, plus square the last term. So that will become b squared. Okay, naalala? So that's what we're going to do here. That is, okay, x minus 2, okay, times, okay, so cube root of x minus 2 cube. Alright, so what will be left here is just x minus 2. Alright, minus cube root of 1, that is 1. See that? Okay, so that's my binomial part. Alright, take note, we can combine this. We'll combine this later. Alright, so I'm done with this part. So, a squared na ako. Okay, so again, we have to square the first term. Alright, so square ko yung x minus 2 to be squared. Alright, then multiply ko yung x minus 2 and negative 1. So, that will be x minus 2. Okay, but since negative yan, I have to reverse the sign. So, that will become positive. See that? Alright, so plus 1 equals 0. There you go. Okay? So, I'm going to combine like terms. So, this one will become x minus 2. This one will become x minus 3. Alright? While this one will become, okay, expand ko to. So, that will become x squared minus 4x plus x. So, that will become minus 3x. Can you follow? Alright? Plus 4 plus 1. So, that will become 5 minus 2. That will become plus 3. Equals 0. See that? Okay, so, ibig sabihin, yung, ito, ang factors niyan is this. Alright? Okay. So, now, ang sabi, this equation and this equation, okay, they have two roots in common. So, obviously, we have to disregard this. Bakit? Because this will not give you real roots. Alright? Bakit? By applying quadratic formula, okay, so that will become 3 plus minus square root of b squared, so that will become negative 3 squared minus 4ac. Tama? All over 2. So this one will give us 3 plus minus square root of negative 3. Okay, and we know this will not give you a real roots. Right? If you're going to use your calculator, square root of negative 3, mag-e-error yan. Tama? So therefore, ignore natin yan. Okay, let me erase this part. Okay, so meaning to say, alright, meaning to say, ang value ng, okay, yung roots natin, hinahanap natin, yung roots natin dito, okay, are x equals 2 and 3. Okay, so yan yon. But the question is, find the value of k. So, to get the value of k, we substitute. Do you get it? Okay, so if x is equal to 2, alright, if x is equal to 2, so we're going to have 4, alright, 4 minus 2x, 2k plus k equals 0. And therefore, the value of k here is simply 4. See that? And we can check that. Okay, if k is 4, what will happen? So by checking, so we're going to have x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay, and this one can be factored as x minus 2 to b squared equals 0. See that? So the roots is 2, the roots is 2. So they are the same. Clear? Okay, so let me erase this. Okay, so in checking part. Alright, next. So, this time, let's use x equals 3. So if x is 3, so we're going to have, okay, so this one will become 9 minus 3k plus k equals 0. And clearly, the value of k here is 9 over 2. Okay? So, those are the two values of k. Now, let's check. Okay? Para masiguro natin kung pareho ba ng roots ito tsaka to if k is 9 over 2. So, if k is 9 over 2, so we're going to have x squared, okay, minus 9x over 2 plus 9 over 2, okay, equals 0, or may 2 ka dyan. So, let me erase this. Okay, erase ko na tong part na yan. There you go. See that? And obviously, mapafactor ka yan. So, ang factor niyan, 2x minus 3, x minus 3 equals 0. Alright, this is negative 3, this is negative 6, negative 9 nga naman. Alright, so therefore, yun. So, 1 root is 3, okay, this is 3. So, they're the same. See that? So, therefore, the values of k here are 4 and 4 and 9 over 2. See that? Okay. So, let's have the last problem on this video. Okay, so, if the difference between the roots of x squared plus px plus q equals 0 is the same as the difference between the roots of x squared plus qx plus p equals 0, and p is not equal to q, what is the value of p plus q? Okay, now, difference of the roots. Definitely, di natin ito mapafactor, okay? Because this is literal coefficient. Okay, we cannot extract the roots. So, therefore, quadratic formula tayo. Okay. So, the difference of the roots nito, take note, we have two roots. Right? So, therefore, by quadratic formula, so we're going to have negative p plus square root of p squared minus 4ac. My c is q. All over 2. Okay. I write it like this. Bakit? Because this is the positive, ano yung isa? Yung negative na solution. Alright, so sabi kasi difference. Alright, so minus. Alright, minus, okay, yung negative. So that is negative p minus square root of p squared minus 4q, okay, over 2 over 2. There you go. Equals, same. Okay? Kaya lang nag-interchange lang yung coefficient ng linear term mo tsaka yung constant. So, I'll just copy this. Pagbaligtarin ko lang yung p and q. So, I'm going to have negative q over 2, okay, plus square root of q squared minus 4p, okay, over 2, okay, minus, there you go. Okay, minus negative q over 2 minus square root of q squared minus 4p over 2. There you go. Okay, now we can now proceed sa cancellation. This one will become negative times negative, positive p over 2. Maka-cancel lang yan. See that? Negative q over 2, negative times negative q over 2, maka-cancel lang din yan. Now, this is square root of p squared minus 4q over 2. This is negative times negative, positive. Diba? Magiging positive square root of p squared minus 4q over 2. So, therefore, parang sinabi mong 1 half plus 1 half, 1 na lang yan. So, therefore, that is, what will be left here is just p squared minus 4q. See that? Equals, same lang ng ginawa natin. So, this one is just q squared minus 4p. See that? There you go. Okay. Square natin both sides. Alright? Square ko both sides. Alright? So, maka-cancel yung square root. Alright? Maka-cancel yung square root. Okay. So, what will be left here is that p squared minus 4q is equal to q squared minus 4p. There you go. Okay, take note, ang tanong natin, what is p plus q? So, therefore, by manipulation, alright, I'm going to combine terms na naka-square. Alright, so I'm going to have 4q minus 4p. Factor out ko na yung 4. I hope nakakasunod pa. There you go. Now, take note, this is difference of two spirits. I can further factor this. That is p plus q times p minus q. Okay? Equals, so factor out ko yung negative 1 dyan. So, I'm going to have negative 4 times yung negative p magiging positive p. Yung positive q magiging negative q. There you go. See that? And clearly, maka-cancel ko ngayon yung 4 minus q. And that's what we're looking for. Okay? Therefore, right? Therefore, yung p plus q natin, okay, which is what we're looking for, is just equal to negative 4. There you go. See that? Okay, so I hope you learned something on this episode. So, if you like this video, please hit the like button and feel free to share. Subscribe na rin, of course. Keep safe.